Zack Synder decided that he was going to defend Amber Heard while promoting his brand new project, which adds to the drama and the division caused by Amber Heard, as she not only mentioned Zack Synder in therapy notes, but she also blasted Jason Momoa, James Wan, Warner Brothers, and every one of her co-stars as well. Yeah, this can cause real problems. Now, while he's doing this, he's actually undermining Heard and Aquaman by releasing his brand new series right up against it. I mean, even the Hollywood Reporter, which is shilling for all of them, says, it's ironic it's being released on the same day. On top of that, he decided, hey, I'm going to throw Ezra Miller in for kicks too. That's not going to poison my project. And while he's at it, he's going to take up for bot use. He's going to say, who cares if that happens? Hey, it got me what I want done. And also, he's going to be asked about toxic behavior attached to him. Yeah, that doesn't matter either. On some level, that's okay because people did good. Yeah, I can see why he would take up for somebody like Amber Heard. You and I, we're going to talk about that today, too. Oh, man, crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So Zack Synder decided to do something that a lot of people have screwed up in the past doing. Looking at you, Peter Safran, for example, bringing up the second worst A-lister in acting this is the poll up, as of November 26, 2023. See, right now, you have Zack Synder talking to the Amber Heard shield media, places like the Hollywood Reporter, while trying to promote his brand new Netflix projects, Rebel Moon. And what's amazing, considering his own past and accusations against him, is he decides that he's going to bring up Amber Heard, he's going to defend her, and he's going to say, oh, she's suffering, quote unquote, online abuse. I mean, are you kidding me here? This is somebody that tried to ruin someone's life for years. But hey, getting blowback for that's somehow abuse. Listen to this. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. Quote, and he's been dismayed to see Amber Heard suffer online abuse amidst controversy over her divorce from Johnny Depp. I just don't get it, says Synder. If other people don't like her, I don't know what to say. I would work with her in a second. Yeah, maybe you should think. Now that statement seems crazy in my opinion for a number of reasons. Number one, this has the potential not just to turn audiences against you, but people that you've worked with as well, because she decided, she was going to stand with Zack Synder, but she was going to go after Jason Momoa, she was going to go after James Wan, Warner Brothers, every co-star and more. Look at how he's brought up Zack Synder as well as everyone else. This is one of the therapy notes that ended up getting leaked. Quote, even the director of Aquaman 2, this is talking about James Wan, couldn't post, and he raised his voice at me, quote, I can't even post about Aquaman. Made it seem like it was my fault. I said, I'm sorry. So she made herself a victim here, made James Wan a victimizer, while also saying, this is all I'm going to work on until the case is a distant memory. Also, as far as Warner Brothers and as far as James Wan is concerned, my role was cut down significantly and they changed the content, aka they changed everything about the movie. Then she goes after Jason Momoa when she's going to bring up Zack Synder too, saying, Jason Momoa, he wanted me fired as well. Plus, she claims later on he dressed up like Johnny Depp, wearing the rings and all. Then she says there was Justice League. Zack Synder and his wife producer stood by me. So they get brought up in a positive. Now, what's fascinating is while he's out shilling Amber Heard too, he's also undermining what remains of her Hollywood career. He's decided, hey, I'm going to launch against the very movie she needs to have that quote-unquote Hollywood comeback she and this show media have been talking about. You have the Hollywood Reporter point out this is pretty ironic too, considering, well, let's just listen to this. Quote, ironically, Rebel Moon arrives on Netflix on December 22nd, the same date that Snyder's former home, Warner Brothers, will be releasing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, Snyder had nothing to do with that sequel, they point out, but technically, it is the final film in the so-called Snyderverse, the constellation of DC comic book-inspired pictures, some of which he directed, some of which he produced, most featuring actors that he originally cast, like Henry Cavill in Men of Steel, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa in the original 2016 Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and of course, there's one other that he's talking about. I mean, right now, Warner Brothers, they don't need the competition either. And this movie, it looks like it is going to do terribly bad on its own. I mean, listen to this right here. According to Box Office Pro, DC Studios' Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is currently tracking to make somewhere around $32 million to $42 million during its opening weekend. In total, the final DCEU movie is currently tracking for a domestic total of somewhere between 105 to 168 million. For comparison, so if you want to take these two and actually compare them, Aquaman made $67.9 million when it opened in the United States and Canada in December 2018. It went on to pick up $335.1 million at the domestic box office, giving it a worldwide total of a whopping $1.152 billion. Now, on top of that, he brought up The Flash, too. You know, he decided he was going to bring up Ezra Miller, he was going to bring up mental health and more, and that also brings up another flop that is mentioned in this as well, noting, quote, Lost Kingdom's tracking numbers also put it behind The Flash. So, behind the Ezra Miller release, which was a drastic bomb, which had an opening of $55 million domestically in June 2023, with a worldwide gross of $270.6 million, and the Marvels as well, which made $46.1 million domestically during its opening week, and so far has made $188.9 million in the global box office. And on top of that, he defends the tactics that an Amber Heard uses a lot. You know, bots, the same thing he allegedly deployed, and he's saying it doesn't matter. It worked out for us. If people were smart enough to do that and they won, hey, that's great. And he was also asked about the poison within his community, his supporters, and he kind of threw them under the bus too, saying, I'm not going to comment on whether they're toxic or bullying. That's everywhere on the internet, but on some level, they did good. Some level there. Way to win people over, right? Defend Amber Heard, bring up Ezra Miller. I mean, really, you have to wonder sometimes if that's just a reminder to throw Warner Brothers under the bus a little bit more. Let me know what you think about this, though. As always, too, appreciate you. Links are in the description, and I'm going to end here thanking you.